Hey there, I'm Gwen Elliot, and welcome to Start Something Big. Gerda Kosiner started a hat shop after escaping from World War II. Her intrepid spirit sparked generations of entrepreneurs in her family. And today we'll meet her grandson, Evan Kosiner, who started his first business at the age of 13.
When I was younger, my grandmother always said, you're gonna be someone big someday. It's funny enough that we're on the show right now, right? And I never knew what she meant by that.
Evan, can you tell us how you started your career?
Well, it all started when I was about 7 years old. I went to this kids TV camp at Harborfront, and I created my first video.
You are actually making movies with special effects with computers. How did you get into that?
Well, when I was really young, I used to like music, stuff like that. And then I got into the video arts kind of business.
From there, I pitched my own segment called Behind the Scenes.
Welcome to Behind the Scenes. I'm Evan Kosiner. And I'm Sandra Madad. Today we're here at the building of KISS 92 FM, the radio station.
Kids TV distributed the segment internationally, and we had a sponsor, and that sponsor asked me would I be able to come on board and produce their corporate video. And what I needed to produce a corporate video was a company. So I started my first company when I was 13. And I remember marching down to the office where you go register at the Ontario Service Center. And they asked me how old I was. I was 13 years old, and they didn't know if a 13-year-old could actually register their own company. Next thing you know, I had my own company $68 later with money I saved up for my birthday.
What was that like when you walked out of there and you're like, okay, I have my first company?
I remember walking into it being not sure if I could start my own company or not, and walking out of it, now I'm a businessman, now I'm a professional at 13. It was June 26th, 2001, and I remember it, it's just a sunny day and I'm walking and I'm not sure, I felt like a bit of a rebel, and that's really what it was like starting my first company.
Hey, it's Evan in Toronto. Today we're on the set of Mandy Moore's new movie. We're going to be speaking to some of the stars, so let's go check it out.
Can you take us through the different companies that you've started?
First of all, I started Carabiner Productions when I was 13, and what that was a teen production company. So after we produced this corporate video, we produced some different commercials, and then we started distributing videos made by teens for teenagers around the world.
What do you call a carabiner? Carabiner. Actually, there's a story that goes along with this. This is a carabiner.
Oh, yeah.
All-purpose device.
Those are what I have in my car.
Yes, that's what they're called.
I always wanted to know that. 60 of those in my car.
It's a great promotional tool. You give these to executives. They wear them as keychains every single time they think of your company. Think of our company.
I'm telling you, I got to tell you something about this kid. He is like the Doogie Howser of the entertainment industry. He calls me up, he says, you know, I can get you free pagers and phones, and I can hook you up. And I'm like, Evan, go play hockey. You're 13. Have a good time. Do something.
Honestly, next year we should probably make Evan head of corporate sponsorship, because this kid is amazing. He's 13 years old. You're dealing with all these huge corporations.
We have a list of sponsors who provide funding to put money towards teen films and our films and all different types of productions, actually.
We submitted 15 entries to the National Teen Movie Festival.
We got a network of 45 teenagers in 13 different cities worldwide that all are using our Carabiner Productions name and making their own films, and we distribute them. We have 15 productions at the Toronto International Teen Movie Festival. Some of them are movies, some of them are animations, some of them are commercials or scripts.
And then in my high school career, I started a DJ company to DJ everyone's Sweet 16s in Forest Hill, where I grew up. And then I got into bar and bat mitzvahs and bought out another DJ company in Kitchener-Waterloo, and just sort of expanded that whole DJ enterprise, doing weddings, and we peaked at 42 parties over 2 weekends in my second year of university. I was in over my head and literally had a nervous breakdown in my second year of university. So I took some time off, and then I realized that I really needed my life to change in some sort of way to make this work. So I really put a team in place around this company for the DJing side of things, and from there I also decided to go corporate. So I had some corporate clients that I kept on and said the real money is where the corporate productions are. The corporate side of things really took off for public relations, audio, visual, and we gave the DJ company Exclusive Entertainment a rebrand as Public Relations Audio Visual. Took some time off from that, got everything underway by my 3rd year of university, and started Go Cards, which is an online eco-friendly business card printing company. I wanted to sort of diversify my entrepreneurial portfolio. After that, I created Uplights by Design, which does LED uplighting, and then started something called Traffic on Demand, which is one of those companies where you start with one thing. It was supposed to be a telephone service you'd call into and you could get news and traffic updates from across Canada. And what happened was SiriusXM satellite radio ended up asking if we would be able to take on a good chunk of their content on Canada 360. So we now provide 80% of the content on their SiriusXM satellite radio channel, and Traffic on Demand is now called Radio Development. So it's a lot of things sort of change once you start and you've got a vision for a company. It ends up being something completely different. So there's something new that I'm starting, which is a TV channel called Bulb TV. About a year ago, I pitched to the CRTC and got a license. And I think I'm the youngest person ever in Canada to hold a broadcast television license, and we're looking to go to air very shortly. And what it does is take all those videos you're seeing online from innovative conferences and social conferences that everyone seems to be watching that's getting millions of views. If you take all this content, mash it up, and piecing them together in an unconventional format, it's enough for a really innovative, different format for a channel, and that's really what I wanted to accomplish.
You mentioned about your grandmother, how she said that you're going to be somebody big one day. What did she really mean to you?
My grandmother meant a lot to me. She came to Canada during the war with nothing, and she started out as an entrepreneur. They started a hat shop on the Danforth, and we had a family lodge, and then we started an electronic distribution company that my entire family was involved with. And for me, my grandmother and my grandfather's entrepreneurial spirit, really, it was inspiring, especially as a young kid, being in my first couple of years and seeing that my grandmother's retired, my father's retired, my grandfather's retired, my aunt's retired shortly thereafter as well. It was just seeing that whole side of the family about just doing stuff that they loved, generating the income that they were looking for, and just being able to be generous. I think for my grandmother, she was someone who was very generous and very giving, and that's what she means to me. Today, it's the launch of Skates Are Great, and we're pairing up new and used skates with deserving kids and at-risk youth. We just want to make sure that every kid gets that as an opportunity, and everyone basically has the right to skate as opposed to it just being a privilege.
Both of us coming from families where we all did sports, we know how expensive it is to be a hockey player or a figure skater, and the costs associated with it.
I just think it's great that we are able to give back to such a great cause, and for us to be able to share the joy of skating is amazing.
Skates Are Great right here, and this event is a great example of Evan doing something shocking. He's been able to put this amazing event together in 4 weeks, which is unbelievable. The turnout that we've had, the media coverage that we've had, it's absolutely unbelievable. I'm shocked to be here today. Knowing Evan has impacted my life in many ways. First off, I have an awesome friend I can always rely on. That's always first and foremost with Evan. Secondly, it's changed the way I look at life, the way I look at business. Evan's young just like I am, and he's really shown me how you can be really driven, really passionate about something in life, and really take that to the next level. So that's definitely an influence that Evan's had on me.
It's like your first charity, you're 24 years old. Tell us about why and what inspired you to create Skates Are Great.
You know, when you start owning one company after another and you've been a serial entrepreneur, I guess I'm 24 now, so I started my first company at 13, so that's 11 years into it. Kind of get bored. You want to start a charity, do something completely different.
To see a young guy like Evan out building a business, building an organization, creating something like this that's going to help people, and so it's filling more of a purpose than just entrepreneurialism. He's creating public service here, and that to me is very exciting. That's the future of what business is all about, and to see young people today who are looking for purpose, he's a role model. He's the type of person that we need to see more of.
What do you want people to get out of either this interview or just from seeing the way you live your life?
That anything is possible. So you can take something that's unconventional and turn it into something big. You know, a lot of people have dreams, but they don't actually act on them. And for me, I've always got this life action list. So as things come into my mind, I've always got a place to write down all the things that I need to take action on in my life. And then once a night, I throw all that stuff into my calendar and set alarms. And next thing you know, on my phone, I'm getting dinged all day with things I need to do. If you're wondering why stuff doesn't move, it's probably because you're not moving it, right? So make sure that you different priorities and things that are really important to you and go after them. And also, people are going to judge you no matter what. So if they're going to judge you anyways, you might as well have fun doing whatever it is you're doing, because there's always going to be people who are skeptical of you, and it doesn't really mean anything, you know? It's just something that you have to deal with in the process. Like, people think I have horrible ideas at times, okay? It's fun to kind of go out there and not necessarily prove them wrong, but, you know, every once in a while it's fun to tell someone else that, you know, I told you so. And that's what, for me, having companies is really just a game, you know? It's like playing a fun game of Monopoly and sort of creating each company on the boardwalk and walking around, and every once in a while you make $200 pass and go. With my grandparents, them coming to Canada and creating a number of different businesses, definitely, it's sort of, for me, it's carrying the torch and having fun with it. I definitely look up to my grandmother and my grandfather and my dad and my mom, and they play a key part in me being successful today. They've really supported me just one day after another during my highs and during my lows, and never said that stuff wasn't possible. So being able to have people who just sort of believe in you unconditionally, it means a lot and has really brought me to where I am today.